Hello friends, today I'm going to show you what we built on the assembly line where I worked at Ford Motor Company. This is the rear axle differential for the 2020 through 2025 Ford Explorer, all models. And we're going to show you from start to finish the process right here. This is the final assembly point where the half-finished rear axle carrier assemblies are delivered from Department 41. A robot lifts each one individually up out of its rack and puts it perfectly spaced onto the little pallet that carries it around. And this is a pretty reliable robot. It doesn't give us too many trouble. You know, some robots are better than others, and this is one of the better ones. And it's pretty straightforward. A forklift driver loads the racks in, and when they're empty, he takes them out and puts more in. There's 2 racks on each side, so the line never has to stop for loading or unloading. The next station uses a combination of robot and a manual loaded press in order to install the axle output bushings and the mounting bushings that hold the axle to the car frame when it's finally assembled. And here you can see the seal being pressed into place. And then right here, if you watch, you can see that part moving in and out closest to us here. That's where the mounting bushing gets pressed in. Here's a look at the same machine from the other angle. The finished part is placed down on the pallet and released to go on to the next station, which is where it applies the RTV to the face of the part before the cover pan is put on. And these robots here are kind of complex. They get broke down on a fairly often basis. There you go, there's a nice look down the line now. See everything coming. Next we have the RTV apply, 100% robot guided, operated. Gray RTV silicone is applied all around the case to securely mount the cover plate to it so there's no leaks, there's no gaskets or anything like that involved. And this is one of the cooler robots to watch because it's so precise in its movements. The only maintenance this requires is wiping off the tip twice a shift. Now the pan is manually placed into position by an operator and 2 bolts are started. And then this machine picks up the rest of the bolts out of a bolt feeder and places them perfectly into the pan cover, and they're ran down by an automatic torque machine right here next to it. So there's the robot placing the bolts, and then you see the torque head going down on the left to secure all the bolts to the proper torque setting. Sometimes that jams and you got to reverse it out and go in and manually rerun it, but not very often. The next station is a air test station where this part is sealed up and tested for air, but I didn't film that for some reason. It goes to this station here after that for oil fill, and the oil is not filled through the pan cover or drain plug hole. The oil is filled through the axle output shafts on the side. A precision amount of oil is filled into the machine, and then down the line it goes. We don't disturb the drain plug at all. It comes pre-sealed from the supplier. Next we have the final test stand where everything is spun around and checked for proper ratios, noise, and vibration. Make sure everything's working properly in there like it's supposed to. That part will then go to button up where the shipping plugs and cases are installed. And then it's off to pack out where the little plugs here are installed and the labels applied and are placed in the final shipping racks to head directly from here out to the assembly facilities. And these are all assembled in Chicago, but we do sell quite a few of these to China as well. And you can see the code numbers and that on here. TC05A is Sterling Axle Plant, and then S612D is this particular model number, depending on what gear ratio it is. The L1MW is the part number, along with the date and shift code of manufacture. Next, we're going to look across through the final offload station where we have 2 operators and a scanner operator who logs each part coming off the line, sets it into the rack properly for material handling to pick up and take away. Each part is scanned, documented with proper birth history, and any records of any problems it suffered or any repairs that were done to it down the line are recorded and kept with the vehicle forever, just to see if there's any problems down the road. They can identify where it came from and how it happened and how it got through. Quality really is job one right here at this plant. These finished axle products, we take pride in making them right the first time.